Today is a special treat. Hello, I'm ThinkTankerMeeksman, and it's Question Tuesday, the Wednesday where I answer real questions from real think tankers. Questions will be in the gray shirt and blazer of doubt, and answers will be in the white shirt of truth and certainty. Let's get right to it. Wait, don't you still have unanswered questions from last week? Yup, I'll be getting to those ones first. Did I miss last week's video responses? Well, if you did, you can click right here to watch it. Haha, too slow. Wait, why are you making a Question Tuesday video on a Wednesday? I got this question a lot, so here I'm going to sum up. For the last 2 weeks, I've tried to do Question Tuesdays on Tuesdays, but the universe kept getting in the way, there was work, something got in the way every single time. And so, who am I to argue with fate? Saying, do it on Wednesday. I did it on Wednesday for the first 2 weeks, why not now? So I'm making it a thing. However, the class that I was taking on Tuesdays and Thursdays I actually had to drop because I didn't have the money to pay for it. So it's quite possible that I actually might be able to try and make them on Tuesdays. What do you think? Should we keep it a thing, or should we do it on Tuesdays from now on? Would you rather have a fake experience added to your memory, or a real experience that you can't remember? This sounds like a Christopher Nolan movie. I'd have to go with the fake experience implanted in my memory, unless the real experience had really far-reaching and important consequences. Also, blah! Where would you live if you could live anywhere in the world? Cardiff, to increase my chances of running into the doctor. Who'd be the 5 people that you'd love to high-five? 1. Zay Frank. 2. Wheezy Waiter. 3. Olin Rogers. 4. John and Hank Green. They're one person, right? 5. Andrew Huang. What impact does Twilight have on the world? This is probably not going to be a very popular answer, but 1, I don't think Twilight is evil, and 2, I don't really think it's that big a deal. Honestly, I don't think it's going to have much of an important influence on the entire world. I also think that Twilight has become a buzzword, and that's just kind of stupid. There's really no need to bash on it just because it's not your thing. Heaven forbid there's people in the world that like something that you don't like. At the end of the day, it's just a work of fiction that a lot of people happen to like. And of course it's going to have problematic bits in it. It's an imperfect work of art by an imperfect work of human. But it's not intended to be a handbook for living, it's just a book. So stop hating on Twilight. You're more original than that. Why is this essay so boring when the topic is so interesting? Unfortunately, academic writing is usually a lot drier than casual speech. And that's due to just the fact that the audience is different. But I'll bet if you were able to find the essayist on your own and talk to them directly, their enthusiasm for the subject would be a lot easier to see. What do I have in my pockets?
Kansas, knife, string or nothing. Thieves, brothers, we hate it forever.
That's the best Smeagol I can do. What's in your wife's purse? My wife's purse is totally awesome. It's made out of a book. Checkbook, bills, lip stuff, tissues, more lip stuff, lipstick, really terrible throat lozenges, a penny, a receipt. Admittedly, this isn't the purse that she uses for like real life and stuff. It's just the cooler of the purses that she has. This is her actual purse, but it's not a book. Can we see more of Eliza? Sure. I actually have a few questions for you.
Okay.
What is that stylish thing on your back?
It's my baby. See? Hi, world.
What is the name of the project that we're currently working on?
The one we're working on together?
Yeah.
The Hun Bun Podcast. Oh, that's right. You asked me to do this.
I did ask you to do this. What is the Hun Bun Podcast?
It's a podcast where we talk.
What are we going to be talking about?
Whatever we want to.
Why should people watch it?
They shouldn't watch it. They should listen to it because it's not being filmed right now because we have ugly backgrounds and I take exception to that.
So here's the question for you. If you were to watch a podcast with us, would you prefer to have audio only and not see this same background, or video and it would be this ugly, hideous couch and wall background? Let us know. How much would you consider a livable wage here where we live?
Per month? Livable? $1,500.
Can I go through your purse for a future question?
Seeing as you already went through my purse for a past question, I suppose you can.
If I throw myself at the ground and miss, am I flying? I can see why you came to me. It really just depends on the strength of your levitation skills. Does standing on a toilet make you high on pot? Depends on the size of the toilet. Who changes the biscuits in the urinals? A janitor, probably. Monkeys? Monkeys! Marmosets or spider monkeys? Spider monkeys. Why are dogs like people and yet so different? What? Dogs are nothing like people, not even close. Now, monkeys and apes, those are like people. How did you discover Nerdfighteria? I heard about the Vlogbrothers a long time ago through Wheezy Waiter, but I didn't actually start diving into Nerdfighteria until I found out that my sister liked John Green. Favorite Vlogbrothers video? Anything with Humpy Hank. I know it's all kinds of wrong, but I really think it's hilarious. Favorite catchphrase? The truth resists simplicity. What was it that convinced you to finally start making YouTube videos? Why did you start vlogging? I'll address this on Friday maybe. I'm gonna be making an origin story since Wheezy Waiter recently asked for everyone's origin stories. Assuming no paradox, time travel to the past or future? The future. Ketchup or catsup? Ketchup. Favorite color? Blue. Favorite Dr. Seuss book? The Lorax or the Cat in the Hat? Historical figure upon whom you have a crush? Joan of Arc. I have a thing for totally kick-A women. If you saw a fight between Susan Sarandon, Nicki Minaj, the Olsen twins, and a walrus, who would you bet on and who would you tag team with? I'm gonna switch Susan Sarandon with Sauron, because that's who I first thought of when you said that. I'd bet on Sauron, but let's be honest, no matter who wins, good loses because everyone in that fight is evil. Well, except for the walrus. Wait, who the F is Hank? Speaking of walruses, Hank was a member of the Beatles. He wrote a totally trippy song in 1967 called I Am the Walrus. Hank is one of the most iconic musical artists of the 20th century and was sadly assassinated on December 8th, 1980. Do you like buffalo sauce? Yes. Best pizza topping? All the pizza toppings. How do you do an Irish accent? I don't want to do it. I'm just afraid I'm going to offend everyone in Ireland because it's so bad. What was that? What can I have to eat? I found this awesome recipe on Pinterest. Saute some onions and take half a pound of ground beef and turn them into beef patties. Put some salt and pepper on the patties and then brown each side for about a minute and a half. Then take 2 pieces of bread per patty, butter one side of each piece of bread, and then layer it like this. Bread, cheese, beef, onions, cheese, bread. Grill the sandwich just the same way you would a grilled cheese sandwich and then boom! You got yourself a patty melt. The onions are essential. They add a ton of flavor. Why do people like first-person shooters even though they're stressful and make you rage? The first-person perspective is really popular because it provides the player with a really unique experience. Third-person games are really good at telling a narrative about a certain specific character. For example, in Uncharted, you play in third person and you control Nathan Drake. This gives us the narrative fantasy that we are controlling Nathan Drake and that we're helping to tell Nathan's story. But first-person games are powerful because they help the player feel as though they are telling their own story. Not some other character's story, but their own story. It's a sense of connection and immersion with the game that allows you to feel like you are having an impact on the world. And I realize I'm really oversimplifying this, but this is kind of what I think. Also, if you want a less stressful first-person game, try Proteus. Link in the description. If you were starving, would you rather eat a pickle that was dipped in mustard and then rolled in Fruit Loops, covered in a cookie dough shell, then fried with salt, or walk 15 miles to the nearest gas station? I'd start walking now, but honestly, I'd take the pickle with me in case I started to die along the way. If 1 + 1 is 1 on a bun, what's 2 + 2? 2 on a shoe?
The answer's the hun bun.
Wait, what's your channel name? Oh, my channel? It's ThinkTankerMeeks. You should subscribe. That's all for today. Thank you, Utah YouTubers, Utah Nerd Fighters, BYU Nerd Fighters, Adult Nerd Fighters, Mormon Nerd Fighters, friends, family, and everyone on the planet who submitted questions. I've got a lot more left over, so I'm going to try another Question Tuesday on Wednesday next week, but submit your questions in the comments below. Like, share, and subscribe if you enjoyed it, and I'll see you tomorrow in tomorrow's daily vlog. Also, feel free to give me any suggestions about what you want me to do or topics you want me to talk about in future daily vlogs. Thanks for watching. I'll see you tomorrow. But it's not intended to be a handbook for living, and it's just a handbook for book. I don't want to do I'm Italian now. That's all for today. Thank you, Utah YouTubers, Nerd Fighters, Nerd Fighters, Nerd Fighters, Nerd Fighters, all the Nerd Fighters.